for the SWDRA late models. Green flags in the air. We're underway. 8 laps the distance here tonight for the SWDRA late model guys. As John Morris, he will lead the field off of turn number 2 by about 2 car lengths over James Webster as they go side by side for that third spot. Brad Williams around the outside of Maya. Off turn number 4, John Morris will lead lap number 1. As a couple of guys slicing and dicing back there. That orange number 19 of Jeff Schildmeyer. Brad Williams, him and Webster might have made some contact there. Moved Webster up to second. Here comes Rob Maya down to his inside. Maya down the inside of Webster. He'll take over that second spot. The driver out of Bend, Oregon now up to second in the 37. It is Rob Maya with the number 5 AZ of James Webster in a third. Here comes Brad Williams around the outside of him. And Bruce Duckett going to try to follow suit. Almost made it 3 wide in that 22B. They're still side by side for second, though. It's Williams up top. The 5 of Webster down low. Out front, no change. It's Morris. It's Maya. Now it's Williams who will clear the 5 of Webster. Bruce Duckett going to look down the inside of James Webster as they work off of turn number 2. They go side by side for a brief moment. Move Duckett up to that 4 spot. He started this race in 7th. He's moved up 3 positions. Now has his sights set on the 23 of Brad Williams of Jeff Schildmeyer. He looked around the outside of Webster. A little bit of smoke. Looks like it might have been coming out the backside of the 22B of Bruce Duckett's car as they race into turn number 1. Now off at turn number 2. Off at turn number 4 comes your race leader, John Morris. 3 laps to go. He's out to a 1.7 second advantage in that number 18 machine. And it's Rob Maya in the 37 in second. Brad Williams in the 23 third. Fourth is James Webster in the 5. Then it's the 22B of Bruce Duckett as Webster going to sneak back around. Bruce Duckett mentioned the smoke that I thought was coming out of the 22B just a few laps ago. So not too sure if there's an issue there for Duckett or not. Webster, though, was able to get by him. Right now being scored in 4th as your race leader, John Morris, comes off of turn number 4. White flag in the air this time. Morris off of turn number 2, looking to get a heat race win here on night number 1 of the John Morris Classic. John Morris will win heat race number 1 in the SWDRA late models over Rob Maya and Brad Williams. How about that? Looks like Lang was a scratch, so 6 cars going 8 laps. Green's in the air, we're underway. And John Cornell trying to get back in victory lane here at Arizona Speedways. They go 3 wide behind him for the second spot. Looks like Cool and Parker going to split the 107 of Johnson. Now they stay side by side for second. Austin Cool and Craig Parker still side by side. Austin Cool trying to get some laps underneath him here in the late model now. As you saw him a couple weeks ago out of Canyon Speedway Park. Came out that first night, he was all over the place. And hot laps, heat races, and as well as the main event, and then started putting it together that latter half of that main event and came home with a top 5 finish. So we'll look to see what Austin Cole can do here tonight in the 77X right now, running in 3rd. Out front's the 2 teammates as yellow flag will fly for the 19R of Paul Rios. He will back her down there too. Austin Cole, Kelly Johnson, Chris Caldwell. Round out your top 5. Green flags in the air. We're back underway. And John Cornell able to drive away from Craig Parker as Austin Cole down the inside of Parker. That 48 might have been some contact made. Parker off the pace right now in that 3rd spot as Austin Cole goes to 2nd. Looked like Austin Cole might have came across the nose there of the 48 machine of Craig Parker. So he takes that he takes that 2nd spot. Craig Parker trying to put the car back underneath and reel in that 77K once more. Probably a little hot underneath that helmet of that number 48 though is Craig Parker. Well, it's Parker's teammate, Cornell, out front, showing the way in the number 28 machine by about 6 car lengths. At the line, Cornell holding on to a 1.3 second advantage. It actually dropped a couple of tenths. So Austin Cole starting to reel in your race leader, see if he has anything for him. Here's the laps wind down here in this second heat race of the night. It was 1.6, went down to 1.3, and now it's back up to 1.7. So Austin Cool lost what he gained there just 2 laps ago. As Paul Rios has about had enough of this first heat, or this heat race here tonight, he's going to take it off the racetrack. It looks like as white flag flies this time for Cornell. White flag in the air. Cornell gets around the outside of Paul Rios, who's riding around the inside line here, letting this race play out with Cornell down the back straightaway entering turn number 3. One final time off of 4. Checkered flag will fly. John Cornell will win heat race number 2 of Austin Cool. Fights back to the second spot. Greg Parker in third.